So here we are working back on this car. We have the strut blocks in. I'm still waiting to read your guys' comments to see which tires I should run. But we're going to be talking about the cage inside this car. Now, I've already kind of read these rules, and Edge Motorsports put out new rules for 2020, and this will be basically their first event with their new rules in force. I'm used to their 19 and older rules. Gas tank protector could only be 24 inches, no passenger side door bar, cage not mounted to the floor is what I'm used to. But I've been reading over these rules this year. You guys got to read your rules, make sure you're reading the right rules, make sure that you're up to date with your rules. It's not fun cutting your car at the event. If you ain't cutting, you ain't competing, but it also really sucks to cut apart the hard work that you put into a car. So, we're going to be reading two rules, and that's rule number 25, which is considered roll bar, and then rule number 8, which is gas tank mounting and protection. So rule number 8 persists to the actual car, and number 8 is the gas tank protector at the back. So like I said, in 2019, you were not allowed a passenger door bar, but now the rules this year don't say anything saying that you can't have it. So rule number 15. A single post-to-post bar, maximum size 4x4 behind the driver's seat is allowed. We have that. We have a 2.5 and a 2-inch. They slide together and bolt together. This may be bolted or welded. Yeah, ours is bolted. May have a rollover bar mounted to post-to-post bar. Ours is mounted to our post-to-post bar. No down bars or anything connecting to the floor. Now this cage here, it is actually designed to be bolted to the floor, but I've already talked to Don, and who's the head tech for Edge Motorsports, and as long as I take the bolts out of the floor, he's okay. And I'm okay with that, so I can just quickly zip those bolts out of the floor. They cannot connect to the floor, the frame, or the rocker panels, so I just have to get rid of those two bolts out of the floor. Now last year it did say that we were allowed a driver's side inside bar but not a passenger one. But this year it doesn't say anything about that at all. So I was going to remove my passenger door bar, but because the rules don't say it, I'm not going to remove it. Last year in his rules it actually did say no passenger side inside bars. So I've looked under interior modifications. No welding of any inside body seams or firewall. All holes in the firewall must be covered by non-flammable material. Large holes in the floors can be repaired with the same gauge material, securely fastened, no reinforcements. That doesn't say it can have an inside. That it can't have an inside bar. Bumpers, that won't be able to do with cage. Front grille, that has nothing to do with cage. Radiator has nothing to do with cage. Transmission cooler. Pedals and shifter, suspension. That has nothing to do with the inside cage. Headers, frames. Rusty or bent frames may require a 4x4 plate, not to touch overlap, one between seams. 8 repair plates per frame must be marked by officials to see. So I've tried that before. They actually have to be on bends. They actually enforce that. I can't just put 8 repair plates per frame rail. They must see it. And I tried putting it on this like nice factory bend, and he told me that's a factory bend. I can't put a plate on it. But that's okay. Driveline protectors, you're not allowed any driveline protectors. Motor mounts, body, creasing, and rear frame may be notched, dimpled, maybe without reason. Upper motor driver's seat may be door may be enforced, may be rolled for accessibility. But there is not a single thing in here that says I can't have a passenger door bar. Now, last year they did. Last year they did say that. So I tried to look up last year's rules, but I'm not being able to find them. So I'm going to try to message him to see if I'm allowed that passenger door bar, because there is not a single rule that says I can't have it. So, but there's not a single rule that says I can have it. So I'm going to try to work that in. I'm maybe going to leave it in and then bring the piece that says if it has to come out, I have to do it. But I'm going to try to play the thing of saying there's no rules that say I can't have it. So that is for the rollover bar and everything. Now let's switch our attention to rule number 8, gas tanks. So stock gas tanks must be removed. Yeah, I have no problem with that. Ours is out. Must be steel marine tank. Okay, we have that. Or custom fuel tank. Or certified racing fuel cell, no plastic tanks. So we have a marine tank is what we have. All tanks must be securely fastened down in brackets, bolted in the middle of the back seat area. The tank must be covered with non-flammable material for inspection. Referee has final discretion. Gas tank protectors are allowed. Now he gives two options. Option number 1 and option number 2. You may install a bar from the rear roof to the speaker deck. Maximum 2x2x4 angle iron pipe or tubing. So that's option number 1. You can have a back window bar. Option number 2. It must be free floating off the post-to-post bar only. Maximum 3 inches larger than the fuel cell on all sides. Cannot be connected to the floor, doors, halo bar, rear seat shelf in any way. You must use one or the other, but not both. Then it's got truck rules. So let's go take a look at our gas tank protector. So this is what we have for a cage. We'll start off with rule number 15. We have the post-to-post that goes across the roof. We have the 2 uprights and then the door bars. Now, all these door bars are 2x2 and I'm not allowed a dash bar. So as you can see, I'm running factory dash bar. My post-to-post bars just get mounted right here and then I put a tack weld. And then they get pounded in basically. Now if you take a look, the passenger side has done the exact same. But the one thing that will not pass as rules is that little rusty bolt right there. You see it? Going through the floor. So we will have to take those out. But his rules do not say anything about passenger door bar this year. So we will be leaving that in. Now the other thing is our gas tank protector can only be connected to the post-to-post. So that is why I have this crazy contraption connected only to the post-to-post. So it says it has to be 3 inches away. So I'm 6, so I'm pretty much double. So that sucks. Now what am I here? I'm going to say that's 3. That's close enough. So we have to break all this apart and make this 2 inches smaller around the gas tank. Now I can try to argue it and say that it is within 3 inches of my gas tank bracket, because it is. But I'm not really going to do that. I'm going to say that has got to be getting narrower. So to make this narrow, I got to pull out all these bolts here, and I got to pull out all these bolts back here, and I got to pull this thing together to make it smaller. You know what, it's really not that big a job. That's why I actually designed this cage to work like this. While I'm at it, I might get a vacuum and suck up all these pine needles because, yeah, they are a fire hazard. So, yeah, let's get going at this.
So after talking to the promoter for quite a while, he told me that I'm not allowed to run the passenger door bar. And I said, what rule states that I can't? He said rule number 5. But rule number 5 does not say anything about a passenger door bar or a driver door bar. It only tells you that you can put a plate on the outside of the driver door. So, you know what I would be usually the type of guy to fight him on this rule, saying his rules do not say that you can't do it, so I'm gonna do it. But instead of having a fight, I'm just going to get rid of the passenger door bar. I don't really need it. I'm just going to get rid of it. So there's a couple other things that we still have to do to the cage. Take out the bar, unbolt it from the floor, stuff like that. But then the cage is done. So that is the cage done. I've already started on little things up here, but that will be a different video, so don't worry about that. But yeah, the cage is done. Meets his rules now. Gas tank protector shortened. Everything is done and looks pretty, so we pass. So, congratulations, Zach, you pass his rules. Well, that's going to be the end of this video. I'll change that bar out. Not super interested right now, but I'm definitely going to do it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Super excited for the first derby, really, of 2020. I've done one other one, but it was a winter one. I didn't do that well. This is my first actual demolition derby of the summer of 2020, and it's not happening until September. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you back here tomorrow on Zach's Workshop.